everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle English numbers. Do they sometimes seem a little tricky? Well, don't you worry. We're going to learn them together, step by step. Let's get started. So take a look at this number on the screen, 4,200. Does that look a little confusing? Maybe. But I promise you, by the end of this, you'll be able to say big numbers just like this one, no problem. You know, there are actually a few different ways to say it. And yeah, that can be confusing, but we're going to break it all down. We'll start with the basics to make it super simple for you. All right, here's what we've got planned. First up, we'll talk about why English numbers can feel a bit confusing. Then I'll show you a really neat trick for teen versus Thai numbers. After that, we're hacking hundreds and thousands. Then we'll see how these numbers pop up in real life. And finally, a quick test to see what you've learned. You ready? Let's do this. Okay, let's dive right into our first section. We're going to start with a super simple rule, but one you'll hear all the time, especially with things like phone numbers. So here's the thing. Sometimes, for the number 0, we actually just say O, like the letter O. You'll hear this a lot. For example, if you have room number 205, we'd say room 205. Let's try that together. Say it with me. Room 205. See? Simple, right? All right, moving on. This next part is a game changer. It's the teen versus Thai trick. I know these numbers can be really tricky for a lot of people, but there's a secret, and it's all about where you put the stress. Okay, so look at these two numbers. We've got 13 and 30. Now listen really closely to how I say them. First, 13, and now 30. They sound kind of similar, don't they? But that tiny difference in stress is super important. So here's the rule. It's pretty easy. For numbers that end in teen, you stress the end of the word, like this, 13. But for numbers that end in T, you stress the beginning, like this, 30. Let's try them. You say it. 13. Now the other one, 30. Okay, now it's your turn to try. Say them with me, okay? Let's start with 14. Ready? 14. Awesome. Now let's do 40. 40. Excellent. You can totally hear that difference, can't you? Let's do one or more pair, just to make sure we've got it. Repeat after me. First, 15. 15. Great. And now, 50. 50. Fantastic. See? This little trick is going to help you so much. Okay, you're doing an amazing job. Let's move on to some bigger numbers now. We're talking hundreds and thousands. And don't worry, there are some simple hacks for these too. All right, let's take the number 1,500. You've actually got two options here. You can say 1,500, that's totally correct. Or you can say 1,500, and guess what? That's also correct, and you'll hear it a lot. This whole hundred thing is really common for numbers between 1,100 and 1,900. So you'll hear people say things like 1,300 or 1,800. It's just a quicker, more natural way to say it. And hey, while we're talking about thousands, here's a fun slang word you'll hear, but only for money. The word is grand. 1 grand means $1,000. It's definitely informal, very casual. So if you hear someone say that car costs 20 grand, they mean it costs $20,000. Okay, so we've learned all these rules, but when do you actually use them? That's what this next section is all about. Numbers in real life. Let's check out some everyday examples. First up, dates. When we talk about years, like 1985, we almost never say the whole long number. Instead, we do something much easier. We just split it into two parts. You say the first two digits, and then the second two. So for 1985, you wouldn't say 1,985. Phew, that's a mouthful. Instead, you just say 1985. Let's try it together. 1985. See? So much easier. Okay, another example. Picture this. You're checking into a hotel, and they give you room number 1,200. This is a perfect time to use that 100 trick we just learned. The person at the front desk isn't likely to say, your room is 1,200. They'll probably say, your room is 1,200. It's just faster and sounds more natural. Let's practice that one. 1,200. Perfect. Wow, you've learned so much already. So, I think it's time for a little test, don't you? Let's just practice everything we've covered. And hey, no pressure. This is just for fun. Okay, question number 1. Take a look at this price. How would you say that out loud in English? I'll give you a second to think about it. All right, did you get it? The answer is $5,003. Let's say it together. $5,003. Awesome! Ready for the next one? How would you say this year? Now remember, there's a special rule for years. Take a moment. Yes, that's it. You split it in two. The answer is 1854. Let's say it one last time to lock it in. 1854. You're doing so great with this. And now, it's time for the final challenge. This is a big one. How would you say 92,452? I want you to give it a shot. Write your answer out in words down in the comments section. I can't wait to see what you come up with. You did an absolutely fantastic job today. Seriously. English numbers can feel a little tough at first, but you're getting it. If you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button for more lessons just like this one. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.